Hello and good day to you, my beautiful friends. I do hope you are well. Welcome to episode 116 of Cross Button VR, our journey into the world of VR. I'm your host, Reece, and it's an honour to be joined by Paul from the VR realm. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, thanks. You?
That was quick. I'm good, thanks.
I'm good,
Don't,
thanks.
don't be startled. You're not a hostage here. You've joined at your own free will, my friend. So, I mean, to be fair, I wasn't actually going to do an episode this week just simply because I've been moving. As you can see, the background is different once again. But with all the news that's been happening, I feel like it's quite a good time to do an episode more so than ever before. So, yeah, we're pretty much going to go through everything that's kind of been announced that's coming to VR, some of the stuff that's been sold on the PlayStation Store recently, top charts and things like that. So, yes, before we jump into that, though, if you would like to support us, please give us this podcast a sub on the service you're using. If you're watching us on YouTube, please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. And why not leave a comment too? You can find us on Twitter and Blue Sky. That's what I said. At Crossbutton VR. And now also on Ko-fi, where you can support us and help pay for all things that keep the lights on around here. And a big shout out to Golu, who does that every month. So thank you so much. But if you want to join in on Golu, and we'll mention your name every single week, you can do so. But only if you wish to do so. Do not feel like you need to. And if you keep seeing me look over in this direction, it's because I don't have a proper desk. And also as to why the mic may sound a bit off, because I'm having to look over here because there's like a table over here and then there's a desk here. Don't get me started. All right. But for anyone that doesn't know, do you want to tell them who you are, Paul, before we get jump in?
Yeah, I'm Paul from the VR Realm, vrrealm.com. Is write reviews, previews, all sorts over there. Just write VR stuff, basically.
And if you recognise his voice, it's because we have had Paul on here before, but he had his avatar then. This is actually the first time I've spoke to Paul or seen his face. It's quite a
First time you've seen my face?
No, not the first time I've seen your face. You sent me a picture of that. You know, you had your weird little dress on. I don't know why that was on, but anyways, you sent me a picture of your face. But yeah, let's dive into the news. You can both just dish back and forward. I'm going to actually move this mic like this a bit more, so when I look over. But anyway, the first thing, because I didn't mention it last week because it literally came out the day after I did the episode, but World War Z is coming to Quest and PCVR. What are your thoughts on this, Paul?
I'm happy. I love this, like the flat screen game when that came out. Played a lot of that. Also tried to get it into VR with Vorpex at the time.
Did it work?
It did, but it's just third person, and I said it's pointless.
I want to use Vorpex for Elder Scrolls Online. I've heard that works.
Yeah, that's why I got Vorpex. That's why I paid for Vorpex, so I could play Elder Scrolls Online on it.
Okay, you're going to have to talk me through that because the missus has asked me tons of times to play ESO, and I think that's the only way I'm going to actually sink time into it is by playing it that way. But anyways, the game says it offers a high-octane single-player campaign, no mention of co-op, and I don't think it's going to be, which absolutely sucks because that was the best part of World War Z. And you will face hordes of up to 200 zombies on screen at a time. I have concerns, but only for the Quest version, just because that's a lot of moving bodies. And if they do it the same way as the non-VR version, yeah, that's a lot.
I think at the moment as well, they've said it's like Quest only at the moment as well, haven't they? So
World War Z is launching on the wider MetaQuest platform and Steam on August the 12th for $19.99. Those who pre-order the game now will also receive the bonus Golden Skin Pack with 4 gold-skinned weapons. Additionally, Steam users can purchase the flat screen game and VR edition through a discounted bundle. Good to know. I'm looking forward to it. Just like you, I liked the non-VR one. I'm a bit ashamed there's no mention of PSVR 2, and I'm hoping that does change because I feel like it's a game with quite a big title, a big name. I think it deserves to be on every single platform for that reason.
Yeah.
So, time will tell. But again, it's by Saber, and their last few games they never put onto PSVR 2. So
no, there's a Mud Runner and
they did one more. That was it. Yep, Exploding Kittens. I'm glad you remembered it because I nearly forgot. So, I mean, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, they do a good job of it. And then
I think the worry, like you said, is with the Quest. It's like how much you're gonna have to downgrade it to get 200. Like I know,
I think it's a good device, but it has its limitations, and it's not a limit. We don't discredit it for its limitations.
no,
We kind of it does well optimizing, but a game like that, you want them hauled. You want it to be quite heavy on you, don't you?
yeah.
So, right. Well, the next thing that was, we went into the state of play, which happened, and 2 games were announced there. One of which, I say one of which, we didn't know either of these were coming, but one of which I'm more hyped about than the other. And we'll see if it's the same with you. But Thief VR Legacy of Shadow revives the stealth series. Now, I played the reboot. I didn't mind it. It wasn't great, but I didn't mind it. But so VR version of Thief is coming out on Quest, Steam, and PSVR 2. It's being published by Vertigo, and it's being developed by Maze Theory. If people don't know who Maze Theory are, they did Peaky Blinders. What was that puzzle one that came out recently with the totem in the middle?
Inside
what?
Was it Inside?
No.
Infinite Inside.
That's the one. I know it's something inside, but so yeah, they've done that. They've done other games as well. They published Doctor Who, and they published, obviously this isn't about the development, but they published Ancient Dungeon as well. So they've done a bit. Some comments already rising up about, is it going to have Moore and things like that because it's a dark game. They've not went into any details yet about that kind of stuff. But from the trailer, it looks good. It looks like an accurate representation of what the games have always been. Yeah. So looking forward to that. How about you?
Yeah, like you, I played the reboot. Didn't mind it. Like you said, it wasn't anything to go crazy and shout out about, but it was.
It wasn't.
It was a game. It did.
But
it worked.
Yeah, it says it's kind of following the same suit. Like light sources can be extinguished using water arrows, hands, or even a well-aimed breath. Oh, that's cool. I'm going to go to every single arrow and go.
Going to say people's recordings of it's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to look very, very seductive. So look forward to that. And Vertigo Games states Heist will require abilities like lockpicking, breaking into chests, and finding hidden switches. Archery will be your main form of combat, and with the sense controllers providing haptic feedback for each action. So at least they've announced haptic feedback, so we've got that to look forward to. Because that's always an issue with bow and arrow games, is sometimes they don't do haptic feedback. And I mean, ever since you used the bow on Astrobot, the one that came with the PlayStation, more games need to do that. Just go play Astrobot and then go make your game about bows or whatever you want to make them about. So, hyped for that one. If anyone wonders why we're kind of streamlining this is very quickly, more so than usual, is because if you haven't heard of the Mimic's Vow, they're recording soon, and I need to be off of here. Yeah, we use the same thing. go subscribe to them. Go listen to them on Spotify if you want non-VR stuff. Some mentions of VR stuff here and there, but you'll recognise some voices. So that's why I'm like, and Paul's just like, why am I here? With his green screen background.
To be fair, now I've moved the camera, it'll be on a wall. I've got like frame posters on it, so it'll obviously be an alright background now.
Oh, I've just noticed it's actually a Riverside green screen background. It's not like one you've done yourself, is it? It's just one random one they've given you. Here's some photo frames with no photos in them. There's a big black one that just says Riverside. Talk about giving away everything. That's free promotion there, Riverside. I think we should get some kickback for this. This is a bit of a joke. This is. Anyways, the next game that was announced at State of Play was Lumens Arise.
Yep.
Created by Enhanced Inc., Lumens Arise is a sequel to the 2004's puzzle game.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Lumens. I remember playing it a little bit. Never got entirely gripped to it. But I'm looking forward to jumping into this one. It's a similar style as Tetris Effect, where it's going to be hybrid. So at least that's something we can be happy about, because we're always kind of screaming out for more hybrids, especially with Sony not doing them all the time.
Yeah. So
it's pretty cool to see that and get 2 VR games in the State of Play, because they've stopped even mentioning VR altogether in the blog post. So people are like, is it going to be VR? Mm-hmm. We never know. We just kind of sit and wait and hope for the best and get thrown. Yeah, we get thrown all these other games. And we're like, that looks good. Oh, not VR. That one's not for us. So, yeah.
So the best thing with this was when it obviously they opened the state of play with this, and I was just like the music, and it was showing all the stuff going off, and I was like Tetris Effect 2.
and then they pulled the rug from under your eyes. You was like, how dare they?
No, I was like, I played this endlessly on the PSP. It was like hours now. I had so many hours in it on PSP, on the original PSP. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I think everything enhanced touches. It's fantastic in VR. I've loved everything they've ever released when it's come to the VR.
It's just a flash flood of colours in your eyes, isn't it? That's and if anyone understands that reference to what album that is named after, please let me know in the comments. Anyways, it says a demo will arrive later this summer, so you've all got that to look forward to. Next thing is an update for a game that I haven't jumped back into for a long time. Skydance's Behemoth. And the reason I haven't jumped back into it because I was playing it and then I hit a bug and then I waited for patches. And then, as with everything, when you do these type of things, the next thing comes along, it takes your time and you never get a chance to jump back in until eventually you take a break and you play the games that you intend to play. Similar to what me and Brian were saying on the last episode, where once you start doing this and you get some form of momentum, there isn't that kind of relaxation when you do gaming. You don't just game just to have fun on some games. It's a bit, and I'm assuming you're in the same boat as well with the amount of things you write about, because you cover pretty much everything more so than others. So yeah, you must have like 6 keyboards. Just kind of like
I have to download. I have to re-download Behemoth to try it though as well.
Yeah, I think I've still got it installed, but I'm looking forward to jumping. But it's the Rites of Wrath update, and it includes a brand new boss rush mode called the Behemoth Trials. This lets you fight any of the campaign Behemoth bosses, and using bespoke loadouts. Ooh, baby. What does it say? Access in this mode is not restricted by campaign progression either, which is good. And I believe it also revamps the arena mode, which I didn't mind the arena mode, but I'm glad they're doing more to kind of keep pushing this game. So that's cool to see as well.
I think the arena mode was sort of like in beta stage, wasn't it? And now they're sort of...
That was it. Yeah, I remember it saying beta.
Done.
I just kind of ignored it because I was like, this is a full release game. Why is this in beta? And I just played it like it was the full release thing. Yeah. Going on from that, because we won't stick on to an update for too long. Behemoth was great. Everyone, raves about it. It's a good game. Go play it if you haven't. But let's go over some more new VR game announcements. And the next one that jumped up this week, or the week while we're recording this, is Deadpool VR. What's your thoughts? Because I've got a lot of stuff to talk about this one, but not enough time.
See, I'm a big fan of Twisted Pixels games. Like, even in the flat screen, I love Explosion Man. I love Miss Explosion Man.
Yeah, that was an odd naming, wasn't it?
And then VR-wise, what they've done with Meta, I believe they did Wilson's Heart, and then they did Defector. I really love Defector. Like, it took me a while to get around to playing it. It was the one I purchased, so it was like, I'll get to that when I've not got the stuff I'm trying to review out the way. And then, I think it was only about, maybe over last year, I played like the first couple of missions, and I went on and played through it over about 3 streams, I think. Like, just constant that.
Nice. So I've been playing a lot of their non-VR stuff. I haven't actually played their VR games. So this will be the first one I jump into. But with Deadpool, I mean, yeah, I'm extremely hyped for that. And I mean, what another huge thing for Meta to have under their belt. I mean, Batman last year, now these huge movie IPs now in VR. But with them having it exclusive, obviously it caused a lot of people going into an uproar. But sadly, that's just the market and we have to deal with it. Or if you can't deal with it, go to your nearest supermarket and buy yourself a Meta Quest 3.
That sounds like an effort. It's like with the other ones, like Resi will always be...
Yeah, exactly. Like natively on PlayStation, it seems.
Sony probably pays for that and pay towards it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what Meta are doing with these games. They're paying for them.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, the new Hitman update, that's not come to PC.
No.
It stayed on PlayStation. They've not mentioned whether it's coming to PC. And I'd assume it's due to Sony saying, okay, here's some certain money. I mean, we have no confirmation of this from either parties, and I doubt we ever will. But at the same point, I think it's safe to assume that if it's not going anywhere else, that's probably why. But yeah, no, if you do want to play these games, I would recommend just having a Quest, even if you're not going to use it a lot. But for games like Batman, Like that alone for me was one of the greatest VR games I've played in a long time. I say in a long time, I've played a lot of great VR games, but one that kind of made me go walk around the house, go like that, man. It was got me right locked in.
I was shocked that it was Twisted Pixel. I was just went to see Camouflage when it was announced. But I know
Could you
that everyone
imagine?
just got off the back of making Batman, so
Let them sleep, Paul. Let them sleep.
when it popped up, I was like, ooh, it's probably going to be Camouflage. They did Iron Man, they've done Batman.
Yeah, exactly. They're doing all the superhero stuff, but no. I think in terms of any superhero to come to VR, I think Deadpool is probably the best one to come to VR because it's so out there with how you would act in a VR game. I think it can kind of do those type of things that you would expect from a Deadpool movie or a Deadpool game itself. Yeah. And I mean, we've only ever had one Deadpool game, as far as I'm aware, which is that one that came out when Nolan North did the voice. Wasn't a perfect game. I enjoyed it somewhat. I played it through twice, but that was mainly just for the trophies. But yes, anyways, let's quickly dive into a little bit of details about Deadpool VR. It's coming to Quest 3 and Quest 3S, and it's an exclusive action-adventure game launching later this year. So if I'm assuming maybe around Christmas time, they'll probably do another kind of...
big fall thing on it.
Yeah, they'll probably re-release the Quest again and add it to that bundle again, hopefully. Or maybe not, who knows. But I think that was always a good idea to kind of get... Because it sells headsets, clearly. I mean, Batman must have sold loads. So I think it's a good idea. It offers an over-the-top mix of parkour and chaotic combat where anything goes from grenades-assisted takedowns to literally losing your head in a helicarrier heist. The trailer was great. I thought it was very well done. I love the whole way it was presented as well, where, he, what was his name? Nick Keighley. What's his first name? Jeff Keighley. That's it. Forgot his name for a second then. Sorry, Jeff, if you watch this. I know you're a big fan of the show. You love VR. But he got the envelope and it was like him reading this Deadpool thing and it kind of took over the whole screen. I thought it was really well done the way they did that. It kind of, that you could tell they paid a lot to kind of get this huge presentation like that there for a VR game. Trailer looked really good. Not Ryan Reynolds voicing Deadpool. And at the same point, when you watch it, Neil Patrick Harris does such a great job with the voice that you kind of go, is that Ryan Reynolds for a second? Then you realize it's not. And the only huge difference I can see, especially with this trailer, but it might just be this trailer, not the entire game, MPH doesn't have that same level of enthusiasm or charisma with his pushing of the Deadpool voice. It's more of, you can tell he's kind of just reading off of a script in that voice. It's not a bad voice. It sounds great, and I'm hoping throughout the game, that's going to be absolutely kick-ass because, I think he's going to do really well. And I don't know if anyone saw, Ryan Reynolds actually did a video as well where it's absolutely brilliant. It's a whole thing about MPH taking his role and he doesn't blame MetaQuest and all that kind of stuff. And I thought that was quite funny. Would have been cool to have Ryan Reynolds, but let's be honest, that's probably going to cost them a whole lot more money than Neil Patrick Harris. And I'm not saying MPH again because I know you're a huge fan of the show. I'm not saying I'm not saying you're cheap, my friend. But anyways, if you haven't seen the trailer, it's a cel-shaded graphics which looks really good, and will feature a bunch of locations across the Marvel universe where you will encounter battle and iconic villains. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Really, really am looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so it says Deadpool was originally a playable character in 2018's multiplayer Oculus Rift PC VR game. I never played that.
The Marvel's United, or it was.
Yeah, that was it, yeah. Meta put an end to its official distribution just months later. Shame. Looks really good. Like the graphic style. I think it works really well for the Deadpool universe in a sense. So, yeah, looks good. Anyways, with the timing, let's push on. But I'm sure you'll be hearing about our thoughts of that later on this year because, we're going to be all over that like a rash. What's the next game you think I'm going to talk about? It's another one that's just been announced.
Reach.
Yes. The only disappointment I had from this entire trailer is that Reach for the Stars, is it S Club 7, was not playing in the background. I don't know if anybody else thought, I might actually just edit the trailer and just add that song just to see how it looks. But other than that, absolutely fucking flawless.
I was remember just on the side note about Reach for the Stars. I when I was
You're a big fan of S Club, aren't you? That's what you're going to tell me.
When I was in my teens, I went into a metal club and I knew the DJ, and I used to find loads of weird bands. So I used to just take them in on a CD and say, put like track 6 of this on. And this one week I took it in and said, oh, put whatever track of this on, but I'd put S Club 7 Reach for the Stars.
Perfect.
Yeah. I was
brilliant. So, yeah, I mean, this game's made by Dreams. If you don't know who they are, Synapse, Fract. I mean, the list goes on.
Vendetta
and on
Forever.
And on. Vendetta Forever. Yep. How weird is that? He's already promoting them. I didn't get that T-shirt. Alex got that. So, Dreams, if you do see this, my wardrobe is running low. I'm just kidding. Anyways, this looks awesome. Yeah. It looks really, really awesome. Like, the movement type kind of looks a bit like Stride Fates, but better. Like, incredibly better.
But one thing that worries me, I think they need to also allow, like, an analog sprint, because some people don't. Yeah. Some people don't want to do that.
I'm sure they'll do that, because I know Stride Fates did that as well, like pressing the analog stick to do the sprinting. And it was the same with the jump, because you would kind of be like, move your arms up like that to jump. And that doesn't always work. And sometimes you don't want to be active when playing a game. You get home from work, you just want to sit there on your chair and just fuck about in a game, don't you? You don't want to have to be jumping and swaying your arms. I'm a very silly person in the terms of whenever I play a VR game, I do sway my arms a lot. So if I'm running in a game, I will just casually go like that for some reason. I don't know why. I think it just looks cool in my eyes and how my mind thinks I would be walking, even though I do not walk like that in real life. I don't walk down the streets going like this, just in case anybody wondered. So if you ever spot a man walking down the streets like this, it's definitely not me. But I do that sometimes, so it doesn't really bother me. But at the same point, yes, accessibility needs to be key on this game, because some people won't be able to do that. They may have muscle fatigue. Moving their arms like that might be really bad, especially a constant motion. They might have a bad elbow. You don't know. There's a lot of different factors to bear in, isn't there? But anyway, by industry standard, Shuhei Yoshida. That was the one who announced it at the Future Game Showcase. Summer Showcase. Very, very cool to see him on a stage with how much love he has for Synapse, saying it's one of his favourite VR games. I thought it was really cool. But he still won't jump on any podcast and talk about VR games, sadly. But maybe one day. Anyways, high agency, cinematic scale, and tactile full body immersion. It looks very AAA in the terms of a VR game. It looks fast paced. The trailer was very well done. It's got me hyped. And yeah, it's coming to every platform. You've got Quest 3S, Quest 3, Steam, and PlayStation VR 2. I say every platform, but everyone leaves out Pico, don't they?
Yeah.
Does anyone even care about the Pico anymore?
I think they sort of dropped off, didn't they?
It's a shame, because the headset looks really cool. My only gripe with the new one is that you couldn't change the battery thing. I was contemplating getting one at one point just to have as a side headset, and never got round to doing it, but I always like the look of it. Yeah, it looks good. So a lot of people, and I believe, have had some hands-on with this here and there.
Yeah.
But sadly, I'm not one of them. Paul, are you?
No.
Dreams, come on. Let us play a game.
I think it's been on like a show floor at one of the
shows, it was. It was. I think it might have been. What was it? I don't know. It's one of them. It was being shown there, and I think people were getting like a very small glimpse of like, this is what we're announcing next, but we don't have a name for it, so don't say anything, kind of thing. But yes, no. I can't remember where it was. Not coming to memory, but either way, it looks fantastic. And I'm sure you'll be able to see a review from Paul about this when it comes out, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it as well. Much like every other Dreams game that has come before it. And yeah, all the best to him, because it looks perfect.
It was a bit worrying when they said they were going to like obviously move a lot of the
VR
studios into like one main, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. But maybe they still are. Maybe this was just in development, because by the sounds of it, I saw a couple of posts from Jimmy going out, and he was like, I hope they're announcing that game that I know about from like X amount of years ago. So maybe this is just the one, but like, we'll get this last one out before we start doing what we need to do. But I don't know. Dreams do good games, and I hope they don't kind of just stick to that kind of.
Yeah.
I hope they don't box themselves in. Basically, I want them to keep experimenting with their games.
Yeah.
Even if it's just publishing or it's their own in-house studios making games, because they've got talent. Their games are incredibly fun, and I think not having them in the VR space doing these types of games would be a huge hit. Like, I mean, I remember Shooty Fruity. I was like, oh, man, get that ported as well. I want to play that again, but I don't want to play it on. I want haptics for that.
Yeah, just haptic for the guns.
Yeah, it's definitely a great one, but yeah, gesture driven. Yeah, you are right. It's all gesture driven traversal. So hopefully it will change up. But again, by the looks of the trailer, you've got different types of weapons, whether it be mythical or standard 9mm pistols, bow and arrows, just all that kind of stuff. It looks
Stealth,
really cool.
all sorts of common.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the parkour. I do like parkour when it's very fluid in a VR game.
Yeah.
But anyways, on to the next bit of news. And I wanted to talk about this one because it's a game I've been playing a lot and everyone keeps hearing me talk about it. And this is about the PlayStation VR 2 download charts of, I believe it was this month, June maybe. Can you guess what is the top game?
Go to the bar.
In what country?
America.
Yes, that is correct. America. Every American watches like, what the fuck did he just say? Yeah, Ghost of Sport is number 1 in US and Canada, and it's number 2 in EU. Good on them. Good on them. The game that beat them in the EU was Alien Rogue Incursion, and well,
that's only just get a spike.
But yeah, it got a huge spike, and there's a main reason for this. It went on sale. So let's bear that in mind as to why it's probably beaten them in the EU. I'm not too sure that sale was only in the EU regions. But anyways, both games are well deserving. They're both good fun. But I think it says a lot, and it's quite telling of how well Ghost of the Ball is probably done on PSVR 2, seeing as people waited for it for such a long time. We need to jump back into it again at some point, because I know you still want me to keep playing it with you, and I am more than happy to do so. But some other titles in the EU region that are on here. You had Metro Awakening, great game again. Beat Saber, which never leaves. It never leaves, is there. Joe, I don't see though, which is absolutely heartbreaking. But again, this might be because it's hybrid and it won't be included in here. Midnight Walk. Yeah, it does. It says it excludes games, anything with optional PlayStation VR 2 support. Yeah. So that's a shame. But I'm sure Midnight Walk would be in there otherwise. Absolutely flawless game. We could do a whole episode talking about that one day. Anyways, last bit of news, because if I'm not off on here time, Alex will shun me and
smite you.
Please don't. No, Alex, don't. Anyways, No Man's Sky, the ever reliable No Man's Sky, has got yet another update. Will they ever stop? Will they just go, we've done too much now, let's leave it?
Well, they're making a new game as well, and I wonder if they're sort of...
This is my point.
I wonder if they sort of stop when that game's out because they're going to be concentrating on more content for that game. I suppose.
Who knows?
Yeah.
It just seems like they keep pushing out content for this, and like we've heard nothing about Is it Light No Fire?
Yeah.
Something like that. We've heard nothing about that. All we've heard is we've got a new update for No Man's Sky. It's like, okay, cool, but weren't you guys doing something else? So, anyways, this is now the Beacon update, or as was shown on Twitter, Bacon, which was like everyone was like, what? But anyway, it completely overhauls the settlements by bringing towns and management features with new sci-fi buildings. It looks really cool, but again, it's No Man's Sky. It's always looked cool. This is one game that I fully respect because they released it, they got so much criticism, and instead of just stopping after they fixed all that, they just went and went and went to the point where everyone that disliked No Man's Sky or Hello Games has now went, I respect them, because not only did they fix everything, they've basically made you love this game more than ever before. They could have stopped development on this within the year after fixing everything. They could have just left it without fixing the stuff because there was a game there, but they didn't. And that is one reason
I was so hyped for this game when it comes as well. I've even got I've still got them. They're on my wall there. I've got No Man's Sky postcards and stuff, like collection and stuff.
I would say show us, but
yeah, it's on the wall.
Well, all I can see is it says rec edit share on your photo behind you. I'm not sure why you have all these Riverside photos, and I like your neon photo camera. That looks really nice. Yeah. Please tell me you can see all this when you're looking into it. Okay, cool. Thank fuck for that, because that would have sounded really odd.
So now I move my camera, I could have not had this on because it would have shown the.
What's great though is that if I really want to, I can edit these photos and I can add different things in these, and I can really make Realm look a bit odd. Stay tuned.
Doesn't take much.
But yeah, anyways, this looks awesome. Really happy to be jumping back into this. I need to play it again. I need to play the start all over. It's been so long.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, great to see another No Man's Sky update. But yeah. Anyways, like I said, we always finish the episodes on what we've been playing this week. There is one game we've both been playing, but we can't talk about in much detail. I'm assuming everyone can guess what that game is.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in the comments if you know. But other than that, I have been jumping into games like Galaxy Kart and Breaches. I played Galaxy Kart for the first time the other day.
I've played it on the Quest, I think, and that's it.
I was pleasantly surprised. Why did I take so long to try this game? A lot of fun. Had a lot of fun. Jumped in with Hippie Pickle and had a good laugh on it. Good game.
Mm-hmm.
And Breaches, as always, there's a good group I'm with on that, and we jump in. So I jump in. It's on a Friday evening, and their time zone, it'll be at 3 a.m. here. So as you can imagine, I rarely get to jump into this, but on Friday evening, I managed to jump in for an hour, and then couldn't, had to wake up at like 9 the next day and felt dead. So that's why I'm not always there. But it was good to jump in and play some games with them again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, have you been playing anything different?
It's coming to PlayStation VR. I've played through pools, like the liminal space one.
Oh yes, tell me more about that quickly.
Play through that on PC. Oh, that's the only thing that's out on at the moment. It's different because I was thinking it's a backroom liminal space type game, like what. But then when I got the email asking me do I want to try it, was like the difference of this is there's no threats, there's no entity hunting you, and and I thought, well, that's what makes those games so keep you on edge. But it's just
so is it just walking around areas with water? Is that it?
Yeah, but the sound and the sense of being alone.
Yeah, I think that's what
probably freaked me out more than if I thought someone was hunting me, because it makes I put in my review, it makes the most powerful tool in the world work, and that's your imagination.
Yeah, I think that's always the good thing though with them type of games. And I think that's the same with, it's another thing I said to Brian, like after I played Madison, any other horror game I play now in VR, I go into it expecting the worst because I've had that.
Yeah.
And now when I play these games, I'll be like waiting there for something to come out and absolutely cacking myself, and then nothing happens. But that whole fear and dread that I went through is because of something I've experienced before.
Yeah.
AKA Madison trauma. But I do want to play pools. It looks really good. Would you say it's a good flip into VR? Or have you not played the non-VR version?
I didn't play the non-VR version. I just jumped into that.
Okay.
But yeah, they emailed me saying the free update's out. If you want a game code, like let me know, because obviously it's just a free update. So that's when I first played it, and they gave me that, and I went into VR. Just went into VR straight away.
Anything else you jumped into?
What else? Tunnels. That wasn't.
Oh, let me know about that, because I have not played that.
That was decent. Well, it's got promise. It just needs a lot. It still needs a lot of work.
I feel like Tunnels was announced like a week after that other one was announced.
Yeah,
was Cave Crave.
Yeah.
And it was almost like that came out. Oh, not came out. The announcement that came out, and then all of a sudden, Tunnels were like, "We've got this game we've been working on." You can both clearly tell they've both been working on these games for some time.
Yeah.
It's just obviously someone else has kind of beat them to the mark and like, oh damn, kind of thing. But
sort of announced theirs, and in that one, there's always been monsters, and now Cave Crave are like, "Oh, we're trialing this mode where you're actually getting chased by monsters." I'm like, that's what Tunnels is. Like, Tunnels has got monsters in that chase you already.
I kind of don't want to be chased by monsters and things like that. I kind of just want to go spelunking in a cave. I did say
Tunnels
spelunking.
Does a good job.
Any of you dirty people out there.
But unfortunately, there's just too many weird issues. I mean, I sent them the feedback. They were kind enough to send me the review I'd done, and they email you back saying like they appreciate like how much detail I've put in what's wrong, because it means they know what they need to fix.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a good thing to say as well. I mean, like a lot of people say, "Oh, you're harsh on this game." people are only harsh when they talk about games because we want them to do better. It's not us trying to degrade them or anything. We want them to do better. We want them to make a game that you guys are all going to love as well. And also us. I mean, when we play these games, it's not because, we just want to shit on them and slander them. We genuinely play them because we love the games. We have a passion for it. But sometimes you do get some of the ones that come out and it's like, oh,
yeah, it's got the issues
do a bit of work.
Like when you're in the small crawl spaces and you've got to pull yourself along.
Does it kind of like
your hand can just clip through
under the ground?
Clip through the.
Yep.
But
there was another game that did that.
Then it doesn't hit the hitbox. So
yeah,
you're like,
there was I can't remember if it was Stride Fates that had that when you went through vents, and there was another one as well when you go through the vent and then literally you'd lose your hand, you couldn't use it. So it's kind of a use it or lose it situation type of thing. And then
it would go through and get it straight back out, but it makes you miss the hitbox. And when you're getting chased by this monster and you need to be scurrying fast, you notice it more because you're more like, you're not as methodical with your movements. Like, let me through.
Just scurry through.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I mean, like I said, all I played is Breaches and Galaxy Kart. There is some other games, but I'll chime into them next week. I would like to go into them in a bit more detail. And one of them I'm currently playing. I haven't finished it yet, so we'll chime into that next week. But yeah, we're gonna stop it here because, like I said, sharing is caring. And that's how we rely on this software we use. So we will get Paul back on again, and I will kind of ask him all the spewer questions that I asked Brian as well because I want to start doing that a bit more. They were fun to do, just a nice chilled episode with barely any kind of free flow of what the episode is, no news. That was fun to do. I need more of that. Whereas this just feels like it's rushed, but it's more rushed because I just want to give you the news of what's been out and. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to get something out as well. I didn't want to leave you all with a week of nothing. But hey, if you don't like this one, next week. We've always got next week. But anyways, thanks again for listening. If you've enjoyed this episode, we'd love it if you could tell your family and friends about us. If you would like to get more involved, please don't hesitate to drop into our Discord and say hi. Do it. Come join the Discord. Come play some games with us. Do it. Paul's there as well. He'll I don't know what you'll do, Paul.
That sounded a bit dodgy. That
Paul's there. He'll nestle you. I don't know if that's any better, but yeah, we're all there. It's a good laugh. It's a great little place, and it's just a very friendly place. There's none of that kind of this headset's better than other headsets, and that's one thing I love about Discord with forming. It's none of that kind of hatred towards devices. It's just everyone with a passion and love for VR, and that's what you love to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're not there, come join. The link's in the description. You click on the link tree, go to Discord, boom, you're in there. And just say hello. Just give one of us a nudge. Sometimes we do giveaways and things like that. It's just a nice, friendly community. So get in there. Get up in there. Anyways, if you have already done so, thank you. I've been your host, Reece, and I've been joined by Paul. And I'll see you again next time. Until then, it's goodbye.